Hey everyone, today we'll be discussing the DAO hack, how it was dealt with, and what repercussions are still felt on the blockchain today. So some of you may already know, the DAO was a decentralized autonomous organization which ran on the Ethereum blockchain. It was the largest crowdfunding campaign in history, having raised $150 million from 11,000 contributors. It was set up as an investment fund, solely run by the investors. Volunteers would whitelist proposals brought to the table, and then investors would vote if they were interested in them, thus eliminating unnecessary costs and the principal agent problem. This seems like a perfect system, right? Well, there were some murmurings of issues from the start with regards to the code. Additionally, there are issues where investors don't actively participate in the decision-making process. They just piggyback on the legwork of others. This can cause issues with how quickly important decisions are made. On June 17, 2016, the DAO was hacked due to an error in the smart contracts and had 3.6 million Ether drained from it, about $60 million at the time. This had nothing to do with the Ethereum blockchain, but there was a huge effect on the price of Ether as the DAO held 15% of the currency. The hack sent the value of Ether down by 45% over the next 2 days. The DAO operates on a public blockchain, so everyone could see the code, therefore there was no backhanded nature at play. Surely the investors knew what they were buying into. The only fault was an individual being smarter than the collective. Vitalik Buterin, founder of the Ethereum Foundation, intervened and chose to rescue the funds by a hard fork. Obviously he did this as so much Ether was in the project and it really affected the value of his cryptocurrency. But would he intervene in every smart contract that goes wrong? Does it not set a dangerous precedent? We must remember that Ethereum was founded under the principles of decentralization and self-enforcement. It was sold as code is law. Yes, the hard fork has to be agreed by the majority of miners, but having a figurehead intervening and ruling over the chain goes against the point of cryptocurrency in the blockchain. It threatens the integrity of the system. The idea of cryptocurrency was really pushed post-2008 to stop these big players ruling over the financial world, and then the taxpayer having to bail out institutions that were too big to fail. Are Ethereum not acting as a central bank bailing out an investment fund that is just too big to fail? On the other hand, we have to discuss, is this actually just the lesser of two evils? Only the attacker will get harmed. We can learn from these mistakes to enforce how the future of blockchain governance should work. The blockchain is in its trial period, therefore making changes is not too damaging practice, but there is a discussion about the principles. If we are to say that code is law, what stops creators leaving bugs within the code that they can later on exploit? Does it lead to a similar situation we have now, where a minority can prosper as they swindle from the majority, or will it teach investors due diligence? We can see that this discussion is still relevant today, as Ethereum Foundation are being more careful with rolling out updates. The transition to proof of stake in Casper is regularly being delayed to test on the testnet. This ensures that a half-baked update open to exploitation is not deployed. Care has to be taken now as we know how much is at stake and how split the community is with these contentious forks. We currently see Vitalik endorsing a bailout with parity, where 500,000 Ether is trapped. The principle again is decentralization and self-enforcement, and a vote took place to gauge support for this hard fork, but only 39.4% were for it. If the fork does go through, we could see a split in the chain, which nobody really wants. What is required at the moment is proper governance and auditing of the smart contracts. That is not necessarily going to be easy going forward. Thank you.